OneWeb satellites launched by SpaceX. Elon Musk's dual role raises questions. In an interesting twist, SpaceX, owned by billionaire Elon Musk, recently completed a successful launch of 20 satellites for OneWeb, a competitor to Musk's Starlink in the satellite internet market. The mission took place on October 19, 2024, at California's Vandenberg Space Force Base, where a Falcon 9 rocket transported the satellites into low Earth orbit, LEO. This event marks yet another milestone for OneWeb, which continues to grow its constellation and expand global broadband services under the ownership of Eutelsat Group. OneWeb versus Starlink, competing in a shared sky. OneWeb, which merged with Eutelsat in 2023, aims to build a large satellite network in LEO to provide global internet services, similar to what Starlink, also owned by Elon Musk, is doing. The launch of these 20 new satellites, designed by Airbus US Space and Defense, adds to OneWeb's existing constellation, enhancing network strength and reliability. This boost in connectivity is especially significant as the company looks to meet the growing demand for high-speed internet worldwide, particularly in underserved and remote areas. The success of this mission underscores the peculiar nature of the competition between OneWeb and Starlink. Both companies are vying for dominance in the satellite internet market, but the fact that SpaceX, a company under Musk's control, is facilitating the growth of a direct competitor adds an ironic layer to the story. Musk has often portrayed Starlink as a revolutionary project aimed at democratizing internet access, especially in rural and underserved areas. OneWeb has similar goals, but its strategy differs slightly, focusing more on enterprise and government clients, as well as building partnerships in the maritime and aviation sectors. Eutelsat and OneWeb's growing ambitions. Eutelsat's CEO, Eva Bernanke, expressed satisfaction with the successful launch and the progress of OneWeb's network expansion. The company's multi-orbit approach, which blends geostationary, GEO, and low Earth orbit, LEO satellites, is gaining traction in the industry. The strategy offers the high-throughput capabilities of GEO satellites, along with the low-latency advantages of LEO networks, positioning Eutelsat as a unique player in the global connectivity landscape. With this latest launch, OneWeb's satellite count moves closer to completing its global constellation, increasing both network redundancy and performance. The company is already scaling services for a growing client base, including enterprise, government, and maritime sectors. By enhancing its coverage and reducing latency, OneWeb seeks to be a major player in the satellite broadband market, even as Starlink continues its rapid expansion. Elon Musk's role in fostering competition. What makes this situation particularly intriguing is Elon Musk's involvement on both sides of the competition. On the one hand, Musk's SpaceX continues to launch Starlink satellites in batches, adding to its already vast constellation that provides satellite internet to customers around the globe. On the other hand, SpaceX's Falcon 9 rockets have now launched multiple OneWeb missions, directly contributing to the growth of a rival network. This dual role raises several interesting questions about Musk's strategy. Is this purely a business decision, where the profits from OneWeb launches help fuel SpaceX's broader space ambitions? Or does it reflect Musk's willingness to foster competition, knowing that Starlink's technological and market lead can withstand the challenge? In a market as nascent and potentially transformative as satellite internet, Musk's position seems to be that advancing the industry as a whole benefits all players, including his own. The future of satellite internet, Starlink versus OneWeb. As both OneWeb and Starlink race to provide global internet coverage, the future of satellite broadband is poised to reshape how we think about internet access. Both companies aim to offer high-speed, low-latency connections to regions where traditional infrastructure is either lacking or non-existent. However, the approaches differ. Starlink's consumer-focused model targets households and individual users, while OneWeb is carving out a niche with enterprise clients, governments, and industries like aviation and maritime. Given that SpaceX is pivotal to OneWeb's continued progress, the dynamic between the two companies will be interesting to watch. Musk's decision to continue launching satellites for a direct competitor suggests a pragmatic approach to space logistics, where cooperation can coexist with competition. However, the long-term competitive landscape remains unclear. Will Starlink maintain its lead, or will OneWeb's multi-orbit approach eventually win over more customers? Why competition in space is beneficial. The ongoing rivalry between Starlink and OneWeb isn't just a battle of billionaires, it's a sign of healthy competition in a rapidly evolving industry. Competition can drive innovation, lower costs, and ultimately improve services for consumers. The satellite broadband market, while still in its early stages, is growing fast, and customers stand to benefit from the advancements both companies bring to the table. For rural areas, businesses in remote locations, and industries like shipping and aviation, the ability to choose between multiple providers like Starlink and OneWeb could revolutionize internet access. As more satellites enter orbit and both networks expand, we may see faster speeds, lower prices, and greater accessibility across the globe. Conclusion: a complex but promising future. In conclusion, the recent OneWeb satellite launch by SpaceX highlights the complex interplay between competition and cooperation in the satellite broadband industry. While Elon Musk's companies are at the forefront of this race, it is clear that OneWeb, backed by Eutelsat, is a serious competitor. As these companies continue to grow their constellations and enhance their services, the future of satellite internet looks promising, not just for the players involved, but for the millions of people who will gain access to fast, reliable internet in even the most remote corners of the planet.